Good evening, everybody. To Steve Lookner. We are back with some breaking news. A Mexican Navy sailing ship has hit the Brooklyn Bridge. Multiple people are injured. I have at least one video that I have obtained the rights to from Nelson Slinkard. If I can get more, I'll show you more. Oh, what was that? I don't know. If I can get you more, I'll show you more. But we'll start with one video, and then we'll go from there. So let me show you this. We might be showing this video a bunch because it is crazy. 3 people, the New York Post says 3 people are in critical condition. And the number of injured in double figures. So let me show you this video. Here it is from Nelson Slinkard. S-L-I-N-K-A-R-D. Noops. Where's this? Ah! It is unbelievable.
Imagine you rent the boat for tonight and then it just fucking collapses the second it takes off the dock.
I am seeing questions like, why did they do that? I have no idea how this happened. I have no idea how this happened. No idea. Could it affect the integrity of the bridge? I have no idea. So let me, I'm going to give you some updates on this, but it is just unbelievable. Again, this is from Nelson Slinkard, this video. I am paying Nelson for the video. While I have this on the screen, I'm going to get you some updates on this. If you give me a second, hold on a second. I have to do it this way. There's a statement from Mexico as well. I want to show you. Okay, the New York Times says that... Did the NYPD post about this, by the way? Let me just see if there's an NYPD statement about it. Yes. The NYPD has not posted much. According to the New York Times, the NYPD says, New York police says that there were 277 people on board, the fire department said, and 3 critically injured, 3 people in critical condition, and another 17 in serious condition. Oh, hold on a second here. Hang on one moment. So 3 people in critical condition and another 17 people, another 17 in serious condition. Wow. I'm working on getting another video. I'm hoping to get another video. If I can, I will let you know. Hold on a second. All right. Hang on a moment. I'm trying to get you more updates on this. Let me also read you a post from, again, from this. I saw an official post from Mexico about this. The post is from Samar, Mexico, which is the Secretary of the Navy, I think it is. Secretary of the Navy, Mexican Navy says, this is a statement from the Mexican Navy. Hold on, I'm going to turn the sound down. Statement from the Mexican Navy. The Mexican Navy says, I'm reading this to you right now. During the sailing maneuver of the Cuautémoc sailboat in New York, a mishap occurred with the Brooklyn Bridge, causing damage to the training ship, preventing the continuation of the training cruise for the time being. This was a training cruise of some sort in a training ship. The status of personnel and equipment is being reviewed by naval and local authorities who are providing support. The Navy reaffirms its commitment to personnel safety, transparency in its operations, and excellent training for future officers of the Mexican Navy. I'm not kidding you. This is a Mexican Navy training ship. I mean, it's kind of crazy enough if it was just any ship. But this is a Mexican Navy training ship, and I have no idea how this ends up happening. And again, according to one source I saw, the New York Times said 3 people were in critical condition. This is terrible. I hope they're going to survive and they can recover soon. And 17 people seriously injured besides the 3 in critical condition. It's really unbelievable. Let me hang on a moment here. The chat window is stuck. I need to reopen the chat window. You know, you'd think they would know it's just the most basic thing, right? It's like we know, you'd think any ship in that area would know how high the bridges are. It's just unbelievable. All right, let me try to get you some more updates here. I might be able to get another video. Hold on a second here. No, that doesn't really help me. It is just unbelievable. You know what? Give me 2 seconds here. I need to disappear for about 15 seconds. I'm disappearing for 15 seconds. I'll turn the volume up while I disappear from Nelson's video.
And then it just fucking collapses the second it takes off the dog. Imagine you rent the boat for the night and then it just fucking collapses the second it takes off the dog.
All right, I have an update from Associated Press. A Mexican Navy sailing ship hit the Brooklyn Bridge. Oh, is there a press conference? Hold on, I think there might be a press conference. Wait, I'm missing it. Oh no. Hold on a second. I'm sorry. I think there's a press conference, but can I get it for you? It's crazy. There's some sort of press conference going on right now. I just saw it right this second. I don't know that they're broadcasting it, the NYPD, which is strange. Hold on. So odd. Man, that's weird. Hang on. I might have another video. Oh, I have some other video I can show you too, but that's not helpful to you right now. There's literally a press conference right now. Let me tell you what it's being said that I just saw here. I'm going to tell you what I'm seeing on the press conference. 4 serious injuries. Hold on. All right, it just came on the air. So let me tell you what I'm seeing from the press conference right now. I'm going to tell you right now. While I put the video on. Hang on. I'm going to put the video on of the ship, and I'll tell you what's being said in the press conference. I just rewinded it. So you'll find out in a second. I'm sorry, I don't see anybody. I don't have currently the rights to show you the press conference video. So give me a moment here. Give me a moment. Let me do it this way. And all right, here is the video of the ship, which you can watch while I discuss this. And where is the... And then I'm going to show you tell you what's being said in the press conference.
Afraid of aviation, but
oh, hold on. Oh, why am I hearing something? I should not be hearing anything right now. Oh, I see what's happening. This weird video is playing.
preparation.
No. What's playing? Something is playing. What is playing? Hang on, I have to shut off whatever weird video is playing, which I don't even know is happening. It's not that. Oh, they're live. I have the press conference. Hold on a second. I have the press conference for you. Wait a second, guys. It's here. I have it. Right here. Hang on, I'm sorry. Everything is so confusing. NYPD is live. Here it is. We can rewind it if we want, if we have to. Can we hear it?
We want to thank the Coast Guard and their effort as well. So the coordination was extremely important, and it was executed to the best of our ability to minimize any loss of life. Our hearts go out to the family members, and many family members are going to be traveling here from Mexico. We want to make sure we collaborate with the ambassador and his team to give them the proper information at the hospital. As I said, were injured, 4 was seriously injured. They were removed to Bellevue Hospital. A total of 277 were on board, and they're properly being taken care of. We're open to a few questions at this time.
I'm sorry, no one fell into the water. They were all hurt inside the ship.
Is that true? And could you talk about what that approach was like?
Chief?
I'm sorry, no one fell into the water. They were all hurt inside the ship, on top of the ship.
To carry out
These injuries life-threatening?
we want to classify them as seriously injured. We want the hospital personnel to carry out the determination of how the extent of those injuries. We don't want to put any fear in those who are waiting for their family members because names haven't been released. But right now, we're going to let the medical staff determine the extent of the injuries.
Mayor Adams, could you just talk about again what I was informed by the supervisors of the ship? It was heading, how was embarking and going to Iceland.
The sound's a little messed up. I'll try to my best to fix it.
From what I was informed by the supervisors of the ship, it was disembarking and going to Iceland. Yes, it was
to Iceland.
So it was authorized to be in these waters?
Yes, correct. Yes. Anything else, sir?
But it wasn't supposed to go under. There was some mechanical issues.
I guess it was the pilot that is assigned to navigate, the boat out of the water. I believe he lost, and there was some mechanical issues that probably caused the ship to hit the water.
I'll just add that all of the information that the chief provided is preliminary and subject to change, and the NTSB is going to be doing a full investigation of what happened here.
Well, this was under the purview of the Mexican Navy. Is that fair to say? Is the Mexican Navy boat?
Yeah. The ship is a goodwill vessel that has been on the waters for more than 20 years, sharing Mexican culture. Its name is Cuautémoc, and this is one of the trips that the ship does. It came from Cozumel and was heading to Iceland.
What were the people on the boat doing? Were they,
Well, they sail. It's a sailboat.
Thank you guys so much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Major.
Anything you need, okay?
I'm going to replay that. Okay? Because I know the thing just started all of a sudden. So let me replay the start of that for you guys. Give me a second. We'll show you the footage of this. But this is just a crazy story. All right, I got this. Is it the start of it? Let's see here. Hold on a second. I think that NYPD video even came on late. You know that? Yeah, the NYPD video on their social media came on after the thing started. The ship was heading to Iceland. I guess they said, all right, hang on one second here, guys. And I'm going to show you the video we have of the incident. Yeah, literally their video started late. All right, let me just show you the start of the video. This is their video, but they started their video when the press conference was already underway.
DOT Commissioner, can you talk about the structure of the bridge in any report?
So as we're speaking right now, our head of the bridge division, Paul Schwartz, is in the scene. Information is that there was no any major damage to the bridge, but they continue to be in the scene. But so far, there's not a major damage to the Brooklyn Bridge.
No major damage to the bridge.
At this time, after our preliminary inspection, I want to turn it over to the ambassador for Mexico.
Thank you very much, Mayor, for all your support. The most important thing now is the injured, and they were taken to different hospitals, and we're looking very closely for the best treatment to get them. The Mexican Ministry of the Navy will search for every family of every one of the injured in order to give them a very detailed panorama of what's going on with every one of them. I want to thank the mayor for his support, and we will continue very close to the families and to the injured in order to help them in any way we can.
Thank you. And we're also joined by the acting Consul General of Mexico as well that's here. So it is a unified effort to make sure that we look after all of those who were on the ship. And you can hear from the applause behind us. We want to thank the Mexican community for here appreciating our first responders. The police commissioner and her team immediately responded with FDNY Commissioner Tucker to have a coordinated effort. And we want to thank the Coast Guard and their effort as well. So the coordination was extremely important, and it was executed to the best of our ability to minimize any loss of life. Our hearts go out to the family members, and many family members are going to be traveling here from Mexico. We want to make sure we collaborate with the ambassador and his team to give them the proper information at the hospital. As I stated, 19 were injured, 4 was seriously injured. They were removed to Bellevue Hospital. A total of 277 were on board, and they're properly being taken care of. We're open to a few questions at this time.
true? And could you talk about what that recovery process looked like?
Chief?
I'm sorry. No, no one fell into the water. They were all hurt inside the ship, on top of the ship. Oops.
Are any of these injuries life-threatening?
We want to classify them as seriously injured. We want the hospital personnel to carry out the determination of how the extent of those injuries. We don't want to put any fear in those who are waiting for their family members because names haven't been released. But right now, we're going to let the medical staff determine the extent of the injuries.
Mayor Adams, could you just talk about, again, the purpose of this boat being in the water, what its intention was, and how it got taken off course, where it was originally going?
The ship, from what I was informed by the supervisors of the ship, it was disembarking and going to Iceland.
So it was authorized to be in these waters?
Yes, correct. Yes. Anything else, sir?
But it wasn't supposed to go under the Brooklyn Bridge.
I guess it was the pilot that is assigned to navigate, the boat out of the water. I believe there was some mechanical issues that probably caused the ship to hit the water.
I'll just add that all of the information that the chief provided is preliminary and subject to change, and the NTSB is going to be doing a full investigation of what happened here.
Well, this was under the purview of the Mexican Navy, is that fair to say? Is the Mexican Navy boat?
Yeah, the ship is a goodwill vessel that has been on the waters for more than 20 years, sharing Mexican culture. Its name is Cuautémoc, and this is one of the trips that the ship does. It came from Cozumel and was heading to Iceland.
What were the people on the boat doing? Were they,
Well, they sail. It's a sailboat.
Thank you guys so much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
What do you need, okay?
All right, so let's show you the video again. Let's show you the video. Hang on, I'm going to put the video on the screen. It is crazy that this happened. They said it was like one of the speakers said it sounded like there was a mechanical problem with the ship. I don't know what happened here, but this is just crazy. Okay, hang on. I am getting it up on the screen for you right now. I am putting the video courtesy of, I paid him for it. I will pay him for it. Nelson Slinkard. I really appreciate him allowing me to purchase the rights to the video from Nelson. Great job, Nelson, shooting the video. So here is the video from Nelson coming up for you right now. And I am just doing this. Let me just get it set up like this. Okay, here is the video. Let me get the audio on. We don't have audio yet. We will soon.
Imagine you rent the boat tonight and then it just fucking collapses the second it takes off the dock. Imagine you rent the boat tonight and then it just fucking collapses the second it takes off the dock.
You know, I never even... Some of our viewers are saying the ship is going backwards. Is it true it's going backwards? I have no idea. I rushed on the air and I didn't even notice that. Some of our viewers are claiming the ship is going backwards. Is that true? I'd have to look at the article about the ship. I'm going to pull up an article about the ship. Ruth says no. Some other viewers say yes. I'm going to pull up an article about the ship for you right here. It's the ARM Cuautémoc. All right, here is the ship. Oops, that's not it. Hold on. I'll get you the article on the ship in a second. I didn't even have a chance to do this. Wait 1 second. Hang on, folks. Sorry. Okay, here. So, this is... Oops. All this stuff is going on. It's crazy. It's craziness. There it is. ARM Cuautémoc. ARM Cuautémoc. This is from Wikipedia. This is the ship. And if you look here, there's a picture of the ship, but let me just fix this for you. This is from Wikipedia, and it's by Miguel Mendez. It's a picture by Miguel Mendez of the ship from Wikipedia. So what I will do to make it easier for you to see this picture is just do this and here. So was it going backwards? I have no idea. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like right there. Again, that's from Wikipedia. That is the ship right there. Looks like it has 3 masts. So I believe at least 2 of the masts got damaged. So it looks like that's the front part. So was it going backwards? Flag on the back. I don't know. Is this the front? Can our ship? Some people were saying it was tugged, but they didn't say that in the broadcast. In the press conference, they said they thought the ship had a mechanical issue. But some of our viewers are claiming that there was a tugboat pulling it. So could there have been a problem with the tugboat? I don't even know if a tugboat was pulling it. Let me check some sources. I've had no time to check any sources. All right, hang on. Hang on a moment. Let's go back to the video. Let's go back to the video. Too much happening right now. Here's the video. Okay, let's see what we can. There's probably other videos out there, so let me check other videos too. I don't have the rights to them. I have the rights to this video. I don't see. It looks like it's going maybe backwards there. Let's see here. Hold on a second. Hang on, folks. I am looking at another video which shows a boat on the side of it, but no boat in front of it. I am looking at another video online which shows a boat further out in the water, like a tugboat thing, but it's not in front of it. One of our viewers says it was an NYPD escort, not a tug. I'm looking at another video online which shows a smaller boat next to it, but nothing tugging it. Nothing was tugging it that way. I can pull up probably marine traffic and see what that other boat was. Hold on a second here. But in the press conference, they said they thought the ship had some sort of mechanical issue. There are no signs of breaking news. New York City Department of Transportation says there are no signs of damage, of structural damage to the Brooklyn Bridge. Again, there are no signs of structural damage to the Brooklyn Bridge. In the press conference, they said 19 injured, 4 seriously injured. I believe if I have that right. AP was reporting, well, some reports said, like New York Post said, and CNN had reported 3 critically injured. Let me check some other reporting on this. Oh, let me show you some stuff from, let me show you an AP story about this. And also, I think I have some other footage I can show you. Give me one moment. Just give me one moment here. Hang on. I think I have other video I can show you. I need to pull it up here. Where is it? Yes, I'm downloading the video right now. Images of Mexican ship that hit the Brooklyn Bridge. So I will have another video shortly of some images I can show you. Okay. Oh, I have a picture of it too. A couple pictures of it. Okay, let me download these pictures and then we'll be ready to go. Hang on a moment here. Download. Don't need that downloaded. What is this video? I don't know how good. Okay, so I have another video I'm going to show you, but not a video of the actual accident, aftermath. Okay, so now this coming up is going to be, where is it here? That's not it. I don't want that one. Don't want that one. All right, I have that video. Where is the AP? Just give me one sec. I'm getting these other photos for you guys. High resolution. Download. Download in progress. There was a problem with the download? All right, anyways. Let me just show you. Oops. Okay. So, NYC mayor says 19 injured, 4 seriously when Mexican tall ship strikes Brooklyn Bridge. Okay. AP says a Mexican Navy sailing ship hit the Brooklyn Bridge on Saturday during a promotional tour in New York City. The top of its 3 masts slamming into the iconic span and partially collapsing as the boat floated in the East River. The New York Fire Department press desk confirmed authorities responded to injuries but had no details about how many people might have been hurt. Everybody hurt, I believe, was on the ship. I thought it said that in the press conference, if I have that right. Hold on a moment here. In a scene captured in multiple eyewitness videos, the masts could be seen snapping and partially collapsing as they crashed into the deck of the bridge. Wow. Video showed heavy traffic on the span at the time of the collision. The vessel, which was flying a giant green, white, and red Mexican flag, then drifted toward the edge of the river as onlookers scrambled away from shore. Sydney Needell and Lily Katz told the AP they were sitting outside to watch the sunset when they saw the vessel strike the bridge and one of its masts snap. Looking closer, they saw someone dangling from high on the ship. Oh my gosh. Witnesses saw somebody dangling from high on the ship. Was there somebody up there at the top of the mast or something? Wow. We saw someone dangling, and I couldn't tell if it was just blurry or my eyes. And we were able to zoom in on our phone, and there was someone dangling from the harness from the top for at least like 15 minutes before they were able to rescue them. At least they were able to rescue them. Some people said you could see that in videos. I haven't seen that yet. Well, maybe I've seen some of the videos. I was rushing on the air, so I haven't had time to go back and look at everything. There's plenty of videos online. They said they saw 2 people removed from the ship on stretchers onto smaller boats. The Mexican Navy said on a post that the Cuautémoc, an Academy training vessel, was damaged in an accident with the Brooklyn Bridge that prevented it from continuing its voyage. The Foreign Affairs Ministry said on X its ambassador to the U.S. and officials from the Mexican consulate in New York were in contact with local authorities to provide assistance to the affected cadets. Cadets. So was everybody on board a cadet? Because it was a Mexican Navy vessel, but there were, I think, 270-something people on board. So was everybody a cadet on the board? Wow, this is crazy. The Brooklyn Bridge, which opened in 1883, has a nearly 1,600-foot span. Fine. More than 100,000 vehicles and an estimated 32,000 pedestrians cross every day. The ship, which is about 297 feet long and 40 feet wide, sailed for the first time in 1982. Each year, this ship sets out at the end of classes at the Naval Military School to finish cadets training. This year, it left the Mexican port of Acapulco on the Pacific coast on April 6th with 277 people on board, the Navy said then. The Mexican consulate said May 13th on X that the ship arrived that day and docked at Pier 17. It invited people to visit it through May 17th, which is today. So I guess it was leaving New York. It was scheduled to visit 22 ports in 15 nations. It was eventually going to go to Reykjavik, Iceland. So this ship apparently had 277 cadets on board. Here are some, there's a photo right there. It's kind of hard to see of the ship next to the bridge. I'm going to go back and show you the video again, the one I have the rights to, from Nelson Slinkard. And I'll see if I can get the rights to any other videos. I'm going to check. But let me throw this up on the screen right now. If you haven't seen it, I know some of you haven't seen it. And here's the video. Turn the audio up for a second, if I can.
Imagine you rent the boat tonight and then it just fucking collapses the second it takes off the dock. Imagine you rent the boat tonight and then it just fucking collapses the second it takes off the dock.
Give me 1 second here. Give me 1 moment here. Let me check something here. Sorry. People have been sending me stuff. I cannot play videos I don't have the rights to, but there are definitely plenty of videos. And then another person sent me a photo online of a bunch of people on the top of the ship, of the top of the masts dangling from the top of the ship. Yeah, there's a number of photos of this. Again, if I can get any that I have the rights to show you, I will show you them. But there's plenty of photos, it looks like online, of people dangling from the top of the ship. That's really scary. There's a bunch of them. I can't confirm these, but there's enough of them that makes me think they're legit. Yeah, there's so many videos of it. Oh, hold on a second here. Oh, yeah, here's one right here. I'm going to post a link to another video. Right now. I'll post a link to it. I don't have the rights to it. And you can see Yok sent that one in, but you can see people in the other video I just posted a link to, people dangling from the ship. I'm trying to find out some more actual news about why this happened. Now, no, there's nothing there. Yeah, I'm checking different articles, but the New York Post says Eric Adams said 2 sailors were on top of the mast when it hit the bridge. I saw some photos and videos which make it seem like more people were on the top. Again, this is a Mexican Navy training ship. Sorry, I'm just checking a bunch of other things online, trying to get you updated information here. Oh, yeah, so AZ, one of our viewers mentioned, Matt Talmer, that AZ Intel posted a video from SH showing people hanging from the masts. I'll post a link to that too. Again, I can't, showing people on the masts. I just posted another link to it in the chat. I can't show video I don't have the rights to, but I just posted a link to one that AZ Intel posted from this person, SH, which shows people hanging from the masts after this happened. Wow. By the way, one of our viewers said that he has a video showing the ship on his channel San Diego webcam sailing. And hold on. And the ship in his video is sailing with that long, yeah. So this, it certainly looks like the ship was going backwards at the time, doesn't it? I can confirm that the direction the ship is sailing, the direction of the ship in the video tonight that you're looking at right now is the opposite direction of the ship on the channel San Diego webcam that our viewer wrote in, Barry Barami, and shared with me. And he posted a video of, which I'll show you a link of here, Barry. So again, Barry's video clearly shows the ship moving on its own power. It certainly looks like to me. I don't see anything else tugging it, and going in the opposite direction of this one. So thanks to Barry for messaging about that. Big Mike thinks the current was carrying it backwards and it had to lose power. Oh, we may have the full briefing. I think I have the full briefing. Hey guys, I think I finally have the full press briefing. I think the NYPD posted the full briefing. Give me a moment here. I am going to play you the, it's not that much longer, but we have the full briefing from the NYPD. So let me get this on the screen for you. Hang on a moment here. And I am going to play this for you. Okay, so get rid of this one. Get rid of, where's this? Hold on, we need to get rid of that. And we want moments ago, New York, New York. I think this is the whole briefing from the NYPD. If I could turn up the volume. Hold on. Here we go.
We want to first thank God that as of this time, the 277 passengers that were on board this Mexican vessel, they all were removed. We have 19 total injuries, 4 serious injuries at this time. We have been in communication with Mexican authorities, and we're joined by the ambassador of Mexico, who's here as well. He immediately reached out and we were able to collaborate. We want to thank him for responding. I'm going to have our chief of operations give you an overview of what we have thus far, and then we will hear from the ambassador from Mexico. Chief?
Good evening, everyone. I'm Chief Wilson Arambulis from the Special Operations. Today, about approximately 20 hours, the ship was departing from Pier 17, where it was heading out to sea. The pilot, the captain that was maneuvering the ship, lost, power of the ship and the current. Mechanical function caused the ship to go right into the pillar of the bridge, hitting the mast of the ship, where there was a couple of sailors on top of it. These sailors were injured as a result of the mast striking the bridge. Thank you.
DOT Commissioner, just can you talk about the structure of the bridge in any report?
So as we're speaking right now, our head of the bridge division, Paul Schwartz, is in the scene. Information is that there was no any major damage to the bridge, but they continue to be in the scene. But so far, there's not a major damage of the Brooklyn Bridge.
And the bridge is open at this time after our preliminary inspection. I want to turn it over to the ambassador for Mexico.
Thank you very much, Mayor, for all your support. The most important thing now is the injured, and they were taken to different hospitals, and we're looking very closely for the best treatment to get them. The Mexican Ministry of the Navy will search for every family of every one of the injured in order to give them a very detailed panorama of what's going on with every one of them. I want to thank the mayor for his support, and we will continue very close to the families and to the injured in order to help them in any way we can.
Thank you. And we're also joined by the acting Consul General of Mexico as well, that's here. So it is a unified effort to make sure that we look after all of those who were on the ship and You can hear from the applause behind us. We want to thank the Mexican community for here appreciating our first responders. The police commissioner and her team immediately responded with FDNY Commissioner Tucker to have a coordinated effort. And we want to thank the Coast Guard and their effort as well. So the coordination was extremely important, and it was executed to the best of our ability to minimize any loss of life. Our hearts go out to the family members, and many family members are going to be traveling here from Mexico. We want to make sure we collaborate with the ambassador and his team to give them the proper information at the hospital. As I stated, 19 were injured, 4 was seriously injured. They were removed to Bellevue Hospital. A total of 277 were on board, and they're properly being taken care of. We're open to a few questions at this time.
Go ahead, wait, no, let's go more. Go ahead.
Mr. Mayor, we were told by some spectators who say they saw people fall into the water. Is that true? And could you talk about what that recovery process looked like?
Chief?
I'm sorry, no one fell into the water. They were all hurt inside the ship, on top of the ship. Oops.
Are any of these injuries life-threatening?
We want to classify them as seriously injured. We want the hospital personnel to carry out the determination of how the extent of those injuries. We don't want to put any fear in those who are waiting for their family members because names haven't been released. But right now, we're going to let the medical staff determine the extent of the injuries.
Mayor Adams, could you just talk about, again, the purpose of this boat being in the water, what its intention was, and how it got taken off course, like where it was originally going?
The ship, from what I was informed by the supervisors of the ship, it was disembarking and going to Iceland.
So it was authorized to be in these waters?
Yes, correct. Yes. Anything else, sir?
But it wasn't supposed to go under the Brooklyn Bridge.
I guess it was the pilot that is assigned to navigate, the boat out of the water. I believe he lost, and there were some mechanical issues that probably caused the ship to hit the water.
I'll just add that all of the information that the chief provided is preliminary and subject to change, and the NTSB is going to be doing a full investigation of what happened here.
Well, this was under the purview of the Mexican Navy, is that fair to say? It's the Mexican Navy boat?
Yeah, the ship is a goodwill vessel that has been on the waters for more than 20 years, sharing Mexican culture. Its name is Cuautémoc, and this is one of the trips that the ship does. It came from Cozumel and was heading to Iceland.
What were the people on the boat doing? Were they,
Well, they sail. It's a sailboat.
Thank you guys so much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
Anything you need, okay?
right?
So I'm muted. Just for the people who haven't seen it, I know that many of you have seen the videos, but for those who haven't, we have the rights to the video from Nelson Slinkard, and I want to show you Nelson's video again, just in case, just to catch people up if they haven't seen the video. Let me do this real quick, and I'll put it on the screen. There's that, and we'll put the sound on. And then I'll show you some other stuff about this.
Imagine you rent the boat for the night and then it just fucking collapses the second it takes off the dock.
So there were a number of people hurt who were up on, this is a training ship. The people on it were cadets. They were training sailors It's a Mexican Navy training ship. And so there were a number of people up on those masts who got hurt. 19 injured, 4 seriously is what they said. But I mean, I think it's probably lucky that those masts didn't actually fall to the ground, because I know some of the people up there got rescued. But I mean, those masts, you know, maybe it looks like they were held up by something, or they were connected to each other or something like that. But I mean, I assume if they fell to the ground, more people would have gotten seriously hurt or gotten killed. And it looks like all 3 masts got taken out. Let me, again, it certainly, from everything I can tell, and from what people are saying, from everything I can tell, the ship is going backwards. It got caught up in the current. It lost power. According to Wikipedia, this is a sailing ship that has an auxiliary motor. It has a motor. And apparently, according to the press conference, they lost power in their motor, and the current took the ship back towards the bridge. And let me show you from Marine Traffic. MarineTraffic.com is a really neat site. It's they are a ship tracking and maritime analytics provider. So if we go open up Marine Traffic for a second. Oh, let me just thank our moderators first. I apologize, moderators. I've dropped the ball. So thank you so much to our moderators. Ruth Krafasi is moderating over on YouTube. I really appreciate that. Also, we have, hold on a second here. We have Matthew Kohai, 3 Surly Dev, and Tariag moderating. Thank you. Over on Twitch, we have Linda Belk, Larry, and Misha on X moderating. We have our Facebook moderators too. Thank you so much. Margaret Riley is over there. Thank you so much, Margaret. Our viewer and subscriber, thank you for subscribing. Kathy Arbaugh Merritt says, "This is awful." Thanks, Michael Clayton, for subscribing as well, and Rita Evans Lang over there on Facebook. Also, a quick shout out to Flaps15 for your support on Twitch, Night Owl, Quake Clouds, and Brainstorm Warning, and Dark Crypto 800 for your support on Twitch. And I want to thank, because I'm behind on this, thanks so much for your support, Avender, Niles Cooper, who says, front has pull, back doesn't, it's going backwards. Thank you to ER member, Grevin Scherer. Grevin says they built bridges to take hits 140 years ago. Mott, Aaron Quake, The Pope, Eli Betts, Brian Tampa, Ben C. Ben C thinks perhaps Ben said Sal Mercogliano, shipping expert, on his YouTube live stream, thinks the ship got stuck in reverse. I'll have to check out his. I know I've watched and read a bunch of his stuff over the years, Sal. So I know he's an expert. I'll have to check it out. Thanks, Ben C. Also, thanks to Interrogation Files, who says I'm a former sailor. The ship does not look like it's under control. Yeah, and again, I'm not aware that a tug was pulling it. You can see in other videos a smaller ship next to it, but I'm not aware that it was being pulled. Thanks to Lift the Veil, and Niles Cooper, Clean, Ivan, Laura K, Tony Baloney, and Dewey. Thank you. Let me really quick, I want to show you. Let me just turn the sound up on this. Give me about 15 seconds. Then I'm going to show you the marine traffic, the tracking data for the ship. But let me just play this with the sound, this video a couple times for those who haven't seen it. Give me about 15 seconds. I'm going to disappear for about 15 seconds.
What do you do on Imagine you rent the boat for the night and then it just fucking collapses the second it takes off the dock. Imagine you rent the boat for the night and then it just fucking collapses the second it takes off the dock.
Sorry about some of the language in the video. I know there's a couple naughty words in there. Hey, let me show you right now marine traffic. It's again a marine a ship tracking and maritime analytics provider. So this is marinetraffic.com. Oops, and this is there it is. Okay, marinetraffic.com. Okay, and let's zoom in here. So there is Manhattan here, and there is Brooklyn here, and here is the ship, the Cuautémoc, and this shows the track of the ship. You can see it left from here, past track. If I can play this, I'm going to play this forward as slowly. How can I make this slower? Rate slower. Play. I'll make it a little faster. Oh, no, here we go. There's the ship. The ship leaves, and then that happens to it. But that's a little too fast. It was actually slower than that, as I'm sure you know. But that at least shows you the track. And you can see it slows down and stops here. But it was leaving. Where is this here? Right. I have it playing so slowly that it's a little harder to get there. Anyways, but that's the path it took. So it was leaving in, according to the press conference, they lost power and the current took it into the boat. Yeah, so that's faster than it went, but you can see that's the path the ship took. And that's the right timing that I'm seeing, because that's May 17th evening. Okay, so it didn't make it very far, right? It took off from here, from right near the bridge. And is there a distance finder on this? Let's see. There probably is somewhere. Distance finder? I'm trying to figure out the distance between here and here. Distance from here. Yes. Distance from here to the bridge. Okay. It's about like 260 meters from the bridge. That's how close it was. You know, like 800 feet from the bridge. That's where it took off from, according to according to, is that where Pier 17 is? That's according to now I'm somehow stuck. According to marine traffic. Oh, hold on. The YouTube chat is messed up again. I have to reset the YouTube chat. Give me one moment here. Keep seeing it froze on me, and I keep seeing the same messages in the YouTube chat. I'm like, why am I seeing the same messages? Because it froze on me. So let me open it up so I can see it again. Okay, there we go. There we go. And I wanted to see. We'll check on Google Maps Pier 17. Yes, that is exactly where it took off from, because I can see it on Google Maps, and I'll show you that right now. Let me show you from Google Maps here. Hang on. Hang on a moment. Hang on a moment. There. Pier 17 is right near the Brooklyn Bridge. It was so close to it. There it is. It literally left from here. It left from here, and it hit the bridge down here. That's how close it was. So it did not get very far. Randy Gallagher thinks it was supposed to reverse, then head out to sea. Again, maybe that's what happened. But again, the press conference said it lost power and the current took it into the bridge. And here is that path again. That's Pier 17 right there. So this is from marinetraffic.com. Did not get very far. Incredible. Let's go. While I'm looking for more stuff, I'm going to read some more comments here, and I will go back to show you the video from Nelson. Put that up on the screen. Nelson Slinkard. But that video, it is going in reverse there. But it's like being, I guess it's just being, it's stuck in the current going in reverse. Hold on a moment here. Our viewer Live Cam Chaser said the same thing. Said to me, they hadn't gone far at all. Pier 17 is right there. Yeah, Nicola also sent me a map showing that Pier 17 is right there. Yeah, and there's other videos too. I just can't, I can only show you the ones that I have the rights to, which is this one. Oh, now this, I just saw a video. I don't know if it's legit. One of our viewers sent me a video which seems to show the ship with lots of people on the masts before the accident. Like they all stand up there. But I'm not positive. Yeah, Sal Mercogliano, who is an expert on shipping. I'll post his. I just posted a link to his post in the chat. But he said, I mean, that the ship is going in reverse when it struck the bridge. But again, apparently the ship had no power. The current took it over there. Let me see if I have any updates for you. Oh, there's also another video I had for you, which I hadn't even shown yet. Let's pull it up here. What is this? Is this interesting from AFP? Okay, I have some, let me show you some images from AFP of the ship after the incident. I haven't even watched this yet, but I'm going to show it to you. This is from AFP after the incident. Here we go. Let me put this on the screen for you. Oops, I'll put it on in a second. I'm putting it on right now. Okay, so this is a video from AFP after the incident. There's the ship, there's the bridge. You can see the ship right there. That's it. It's a short clip. No structural damage to the bridge. And no structural damage to the bridge. All right, hang on a moment. Hang on a moment here. Let me check something. All right. Sorry, I'm going to take some more comments here. I was just looking for some other things. Here is the video again from Nelson Slinkard. Rebecca, a number of our viewers, like Rebecca Falsetto and others, said that the ship, when you see it in the close-up, it looks much bigger. It's a big ship. According to Wikipedia, the height is, let's see here, hold on a second here. It is 220 feet long. Let's make sure I get this right. I don't even see the height. I'm not even sure. I'm looking at articles. I'm not even sure how high it is. I have the width and the length. I don't know how high it is. This ship is a sail training vessel of the Mexican Navy, says Wikipedia. Oh, what is the height of? Well, I don't know how much the Brooklyn Bridge is. How high it is at that particular level, but I mean, you can kind of eyeball it in the video because you can see people standing and looking at it. But it's tough. It's tough to say. There's other videos that show it too. One of our viewers, Sandy, said the masts are 150 feet. Maybe one of the articles, one of the other articles I have says it. One of the articles must say it. A 147-foot high masts. The masts are 147 foot high, according to the New York Post, which would mean what? Like, 14 stories or something? I don't know. How many, yeah, but, 13 or 14 stories high. Oh, also, the Brooklyn Bridge max clearance is something, 127. Okay. The clearance of the Brooklyn Bridge is 127 feet at most. That's according to Wikipedia. The masts of the ship are 147 feet. So the masts of the ship are 20 foot taller than the bridge's maximum clearance. Austin Batman says the clearance is much higher in the middle than on the sides. Well, this wouldn't have even made it under the middle. Also, something I wonder is like, okay, the ship, when I see something like this, my thought is there just must be all kinds of procedures in place to prevent this kind of thing from happening, right? No? Is it so rare for a ship to lose power? It's kind of similar to when the Baltimore Key Bridge collapse. The container ship that ran into the Baltimore Bridge lost power and drifted into the bridge. So did something go wrong aside from the power going out on the ship? And is that real? Is there really no precaution that they take to prevent this from happening? And that it just was going to happen if a ship lost power like this? I don't know. I mean, Michael Joseph Murray says that's why the NTSB will investigate. I mean, I would think, I don't know enough about shipping to know, but you'd think they would just, it's so catastrophic that you would have redundancies built in to make sure this doesn't happen. Bob Gable thinks it's not the current. I can't tell. Also, yeah, so, I mean, but the sales were not up, right? Or were they? I can't even see. I think so. Zoom in, let's see. I mean, could it be the wind blowing against the sails even though the sails weren't unfurled? I don't know. One of our viewers said that's what the tugboats are for. I have not heard any kind of reporting saying it was being tugged. Brenton thinks that people on the mast were lowering the sails. One of our viewers said it's the tide. A video, oh, that's not good. I cannot show this. Brandon Manus let me know that there's a video posted online that appears to show somebody from the ship being taken off. Oops. And having like CPR done to them while being taken off. But we haven't heard that anyone died. We've heard that 19 were injured, 4 seriously. But that, I mean, if that's a legit video, I don't know if it is, but if it is, looks like it might be legit. It shows one person being taken off in a stretcher being given CPR. But I don't know if that's from today. I'm going to post a link again to a video showing some sailors apparently dangling off the ship after the masts. Hold on a second. What is this right here? Hang on a moment. Give me a moment. I just posted another video, a link to this person, SH, who posted a video where you see people hanging off the broken mast. Or hanging off the top of the ship. Crazy. Like hanging on a rope there. Yeah, I wish I could just show you every single video, but I can only show you the ones I have a right to. But if you go online and you just do a little searching, you can find a lot of videos of this. There are a lot of videos out there. All right, let me just real quick see if I can find any other reporting on this with any other information. AP just updated their article. Okay, AP says, ooh, hold on. Oh, here's a picture from AP of the broken mast. I wonder if the download will work. Let's try this again. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can see this, but that's the ship after with the broken masts from AP. Does this work, the download? Let's see. Not yet. They said a Mexican Navy ship about to leave New York for a goodwill tour to Iceland struck the Brooklyn Bridge, snapping its 3 masts, injuring crew members and leaving some dangling from harnesses high in the air waiting for help. No major damage to the bridge. The ship could be seen traveling swiftly toward the bridge. Then its 3 masts struck the bridge's main span and snapped one by one as the ship kept moving. The vessel had 277 people on board. It's a Navy trading ship. from Mexico. Sailors could be seen aloft in the rigging on the damaged masts, but remarkably, no one fell into the water. Just before the collision, Nick Corso, 23, took his phone out to capture the backdrop of the ship and the bridge against the sunset. Instead, he heard what sounded like the loud snapping of a big twig. Several more snaps followed. People in his vicinity began running back, and pandemonium on the boat erupted, he said. He later saw a handful of people dangling from the mast. I didn't know what to think. I was like, is this a movie, he said. Oh, the Mexican Navy, did they post again? Hold on a second. I know they had posted before. Yeah, a Mexican Navy update. They said 22 injured crew members, 19 of whom are receiving medical attention in local hospitals, of whom 3 have serious injuries. I'm going to show you that right now from the Mexican Navy. Here's the statement from the Mexican Navy. As a result of the accident, there is an official report of 22 injured crew members, 19 of whom are receiving medical attention in local hospitals, of whom 3 have serious injuries. No items fell into the water, so rescue operations were not necessary. They didn't have to pull anybody out of the water. The Navy maintains close coordination with the personnel from the SRE Mexico, Mexican ambassador to the U.S. and the mayor of New York, as well as authorities from that city and the mayor of New York. It's a little. I think the translation's a little off or whatever. Are providing different people are providing timely attention to the personnel and ensuring the well-being of the crew. The director of the Naval Academy is in contact with the families of the cadets on the ship, as well as the commander of the 8th Naval Region with the families of the crew of the Cuautémoc sailboat to provide them with the necessary information. Oh, the vessel's main mast, AP says, has a height of 160 feet, according to the Mexican government. After the collision, a tugboat held it in place in the East River. Each year, the ship sets out at the end of classes at the Naval Military School to finish cadets training. This year, it left the Mexican port of Acapulco on the Pacific coast on April 6th. And it arrived on May 13th in New York at Pier 17, which is right near the bridge. And then it left Pier 17 tonight. It was supposed to visit 22 ports in 15 nations. It had also planned to go to, among that, Iceland, France, Scotland, and others, for a total of 254 days, 170 of them at sea. Barry says the families must be so worried. Yeah, just terrible. Thoughts with everybody on that ship, and also obviously the people, especially the people who were injured. Oops, hold on a second here. Let me just show you again this video. I'm going to play it with the sound again from Nelson. Hopefully people can make a full recovery.
Imagine you rent the boat tonight and then it just fucking collapses the second it takes off the dock.
The April Coco said it's the ship from the 1800s. The ship first sailed in 1982, I believe. The NTSB is going to be investigating. Before we finish the stream, I'll play the press conference. It was short. I'll play it one more time for you guys. Unbelievable. But the press conference said they lost power. Again, the Mexican Navy said 22 injured. There's an official report of 22 injured crew, 19 of whom are receiving medical condition in local hospitals. So 19 medical attention in local hospitals. 22 injured crew, 19 of whom are receiving medical attention in local hospitals, and 3 have serious injuries. To repeat, the press conference said that they lost power and the current took them into the bridge. They were leaving New York. Jim, our viewer, says, so that's the second boat in a year that lost power and floated into a bridge so bizarre. Yes. The bridge has suffered no significant structural damage, according to the Department of Transportation. No structural damage to the bridge. Oregon guy says, a few weeks ago, a vessel here went down the Oregon City Falls when it lost power and missed the entrance to the locks. You know, again, I don't know if there are procedures to prevent this from happening. I know the boat lost power, but is there some sort of procedure that's in place to prevent this from happening even if the boat loses power? Oh, I wonder if... I don't know if I can do that. I was wondering, people were asking about the other boat that was next to it. I wonder if I can do a history on marine traffic. I don't know if my subscription allows me to do that. Reuters says... the 147-foot tall masts were too tall to clear the bridge at that point. The bridge sustained no major damage. What I was going to see is if I go to marine traffic, I'm sure I could do a history if I had, you know, the super duper subscription. But I wonder if I can do map, marine traffic map. How do I get rid of the ship? Okay, there. Yeah, I'm sure I could do a history on marine traffic if I had the right plan. But I was thinking of like trying to go back and like, I'm sure you can go back on trackers and see what the boat was next to it. But They said nothing in the press conference about. You can see the boat right there. There's a little boat next to it. You can see it right there. You can see it in the video. There's a boat next to it. But I've seen nothing that suggests that. I've seen no kind of reporting that that boat was tugging it. It was on the side of it. But you can see it. You see there's another boat right there. On the side of it, not in front or behind it. Right there. You can see it right there. Some of our viewers think it's a tugboat, but it was not. The boat was not right next to it wasn't pushing it. One of our viewers, Javar, says they pushed to. It wasn't next to the ship. It wasn't connected to. It wasn't right next to the ship. One of our viewers said the tugboat that little boat kept moving forward when the collision happened. No connection. Truth WSYF thinks it's a harbor pilot. Unbelievable. Just unbelievable. I'll have to watch some videos by ship experts about this. Really terrible. Daredevil said there are 2 tugs. Maybe there are, I'm not sure. Now, it's interesting. The New York Times says that the heights of the masts are 160 feet. So there's some different heights floating around. I saw one article said 145 feet, but the bridge's clearance is 127 feet. So the different heights I'm seeing are all higher than the bridge's clearance. And to repeat, this thing took off. It did not go very far. Just to show you this one more time. This is marinetraffic.com, ship tracking and marine analytics provider. It took off from Pier 17, which is only about 800 feet from Brooklyn Bridge. And it just didn't get very far. And it ended up over here. But there's the bridge right there. And where's the map I showed you, the Google Maps? There. That's from Google Maps. It literally left from Pier 17. And it hit the bridge right around here. That's how short. That's how short the ride was. So it lost power right after it left? I mean, so it said that in the press conference, it said it lost power. It wasn't going that long. When did it leave? I'd have to go back and do that. I don't know if I want to bother doing this again. Okay, there. So if I play this forward here, let's see. Stop here. What time? That is 20:32. Okay, so it looks like it was just eyeballing it. It looks like it hit the bridge after about 4 minutes. I'm not kidding you. That's 20 minutes and 41 seconds past the hour. And that is 24 minutes. It looks like, according to marine traffic, it was about 4 or 5 minutes after it left port. It hit the bridge. Oh, yeah, Corey B points this out. Corey B says, well, I don't know. The ship is here. Corey B thinks the ship was supposed to go the other direction and not even under the bridge. So it could get out. It could get out this way, though. It could get into Long Island Sound this way, right? Or it could go. Corey B thinks it was supposed to go out this way. I honestly don't know. But not knowing anything about ships, I do see water going this way. But maybe it was just supposed to go right out this way. Dub M says, no deaths or structural damage to the bridge is amazing news, though. I hope we don't hear that anybody didn't survive. That would certainly be really bad. Hang on a moment. King Rudor reacts. Our viewer thinks they need to do a full inspection of the bridge. The Department of Transportation did they say that? They said that while inspections remain ongoing, there are no signs of structural damage to the bridge. All right, should we watch the press conference one last time? One last time. Coach Bombay believes that the East River is known for extremely strong currents. All right, the press conference is 7 minutes long. It's pretty short. Let's just watch it one more time to show you guys what happened. But before we show you that, I want to play the video with sound one more time, because just so everybody can get caught up when it happened. Here's Nelson Slinkard's video. Again, I am paying for the video, paying Nelson for the video. I appreciate him agreeing to that. Oops, time to turn the sound on.
Imagine you rent the boat tonight and then it just fucking collapses the second it takes off the dock. Imagine you rent the boat tonight and then it just fucking collapses the second it takes off the dock.
By the way, I want to say a quick thank you to Andrew B. Andrew B says, I've done work on the Hudson Bay, and with how strong the tidal currents are there, I'm not surprised something like this happened. Thank you, Andrew B. Thank you also, Laura Malcolm from Canada. I really appreciate it. Laura Malcolm. Thank you, Laura. Thank you. And also, thanks to Cool Guy, who says, Cool Guy heard the skipper was Portuguese from Madeira Island. I have not heard that yet, Cool Guy. Thank you, but maybe it's true. I'm not sure. Thank you so much, Cool Guy from Australia, for your support. Thank you also, Corn Pop 82, who says the anchor is not lowered. Well, you know, again, they were. I don't know. They, according to Marine Traffic, if I was reading it right, they slammed into the bridge about 5 minutes after taking off from the pier. I don't know if there would be time. Do they have an anchor that they could lower really, really quickly if they thought they were going to run into the bridge? That I don't know. I'm not a shipping person. But it did not take them long to get there. Thank you, Aiden Sr. and Maddie and Kenza. And Mr. Clean. American Nazarite said they read one person has died. Let me see if I see any updates about that. I'll check right now. Sir Dingo says anchors don't stop you instantly, they will drag. Also, it takes a while to lower them, am I right? Also, I don't know. Yeah, so hold on a second here. Breaking news. We have breaking news. Not good breaking news. NBC New York reports that one person has died. NBC New York says a senior City Hall official confirmed to NBC News one person has died. That is sad. Condolences to the person's family. How terrible. Wow. NBC News New York said the most critically injured sailors were up on the mast of the ship at the time it crashed. How terrible. That's really bad. So again, NBC News is reporting one person has died. Oh. I have an update for you about the bombing in... Okay, hold on a second. The incident earlier today in Palm Springs, where the FBI said there was a terrorist bombing at a fertility clinic. Matt Finn of Fox News reports that law enforcement believes the bomber is dead. He says body exploded, not clear if intentional, making it hard to ID. I'm going to repeat that. Fox News' Matt Finn says law enforcement believes the bomber at the fertility clinic bombing in Palm Springs is dead. Body exploded, not clear if intentional, making it hard to ID. Again, there were reports it was a car bomb explosion, so I don't know what to make of all that. Anyways, just passing that along, I just saw that. Dutchson says maybe they raised the mast after going under it to come in. I don't know how they got into the area under the bridge normally. Oh, you're saying like how did they get there? Well, was one of our viewers was saying maybe they didn't come under the bridge to get there. Maybe they came in. You don't have to go under the bridge to get to the pier. So maybe they just didn't go that way and they were not supposed to leave that way. Mobile Chernobyl said they went from the other direction. All right, we're going to show you that press conference one more time. But that's really sad news. Again, NBC News reporting that one person has died. Tony B says it's simply just an accident caused by a mechanical failure. Sometimes you don't have the time to put an emergency action plan into play. What I would say, though, is if a mechanical failure is likely enough, then you would put procedures into place to prevent its happening, even in the case of a mechanical failure. So, is a ship like this losing power so rare that it wouldn't be worth having some sort of backup protection in place, or was some sort of procedure not followed that made it so that when it lost power, it did crash into the bridge? T-Man says Baltimore all over again. A couple of our viewers, like I just saw a viewer on Twitch say that that they lost power, but the ship was lit up. So there's an auxiliary engine. I do wonder if they had, I understand the point, which is that, hey, how did they lose power? How could they lose power if I'm seeing the lights on the ship? But maybe there's two different generators. I don't know how that works. Maybe they have something to light the ship that doesn't require them to run the engine to power the ship, to move the ship. But I don't know. It's a fair point, fair question. All right, let's watch one more time from the NYPD their press. It's short. The press briefing from the NYPD, and I'm going to change this to earlier. For New York, New York. So here is what the authorities had to say. If you haven't seen it, a short while ago.
We want to first thank God that as of this time, the 277 passengers that were on board this Mexican vessel, they all were removed. We have 19 total injuries.
Just to be clear, at the time he was speaking, I guess there were no reported fatalities, but NBC News is now reporting that there's one fatality. 4
serious injuries at this time. We have been in communication with Mexican authorities, and we're joined by the ambassador of Mexico, who's here as well. He immediately reached out and we were able to collaborate. We want to thank him for responding. I'm going to have our chief of operations give you an overview of what we have thus far, and then we will hear from the
everyone. I'm Chief Wilson Arambulis from the Special
Hang
Operations.
on one second. My battery power ran out.
Today, about approximately 20.
Sorry, let me just for you guys, let me just rewind it for 5 seconds. I know it paused a little bit there, so give me a second.
For responding, I'm going to have our chief of operations give you an overview of what we have thus far, and then we will hear from the ambassador from Mexico. Chief?
Good evening, everyone. I'm Chief Wilson Arambulis from the Special Operations. Today, about approximately 20 hours, the ship was departing from Pier 17, where it was heading out to sea. The pilot, the captain that was maneuvering the ship, lost, power of the ship and the current. Mechanical function caused the ship to go right into the pillar of the bridge, hitting the mast of the ship, where there was a couple of sailors on top of it. These sailors were injured as a result of the mast striking the bridge. Thank you.
DOT Commissioner, can you talk about the structure of the bridge in any report?
So as we're speaking right now, our head of the bridge division, Paul Schwartz, is in the scene. Information is that there was no any major damage to the bridge, but they continue to be in the scene. But so far, there's not a major damage to the Brooklyn Bridge.
And the bridge is open at this time after our preliminary inspection. I want to turn it over to the ambassador for Mexico.
Thank you very much, Mayor, for all your support. The most important thing now is the injured, and they were taken to different hospitals, and we're looking very closely for the best treatment.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but we have some more breaking news here. We have some more breaking news. Hang on. I saw AZ Intel mention this. That's how I first heard about this. Thanks, AZ Intel, for posting it. Eric Adams, Mayor Adams says 2 people have died. 2 people have died. Mayor Adams says, earlier tonight, the Mexican Navy tall ship Cuautémoc lost power and crashed into the Brooklyn Bridge. At this time, of the 277 on board, 19 sustained injuries, 2 of which remain in critical condition, and 2 more have sadly passed away. Wow. Wow. So 2 dead and 19 injured. Unbelievable. That's terrible. And 2 dead and 2 in critical condition. Condolences to the families of those naval cadets, and thoughts with everybody injured. No, the 2 more does not mean 3 total. The 2 just means 2 additional people who were victims. So that the way I'm reading that is 19 injured, 2 of the injured are in critical, and 2 people have been killed. Cami says the 2 that died may have been at the top of those masts. Okay, so anyways, I'll keep playing the rest. The press conference isn't that long. I'll keep playing the rest of it, but I wanted you to have that update.
To get them. The Mexican Ministry of the Navy will search for every family of every one of the injured in order to give them a very detailed panorama of what's going on with.
And I apologize for interrupting. Mayor Adams also posted that following our preliminary inspection, we can confirm the bridge sustained no damage and is now open to the public. So the bridge sustained no damage.
With every one of them. I want to thank the mayor for his support, and we will continue very close to the families and to the injured in order to help them in any way we can.
Thank you. And we're also joined by the acting Consul General of Mexico as well that's here. So it is a unified effort to make sure that we look after all of those who were on the ship. And you can hear from the applause behind us. We want to thank the Mexican community for here appreciating our first responders. The police commissioner and her team immediately responded with FDNY Commissioner Tucker to have a coordinated effort, and we want to thank the Coast Guard and their effort as well. So the coordination was extremely important, and it was executed to the best of our ability to minimize any loss of life. Our hearts go out to the family members, and many family members are going to be traveling here from Mexico, and we want to make sure we collaborate with the ambassador and his team to give them the proper information at the hospital. As I stated, 19 were injured, 4 were seriously injured. They were removed to Bellevue Hospital. A total of 277 were on board, and they're properly being taken care of. We're open to a few questions at this time.
Go ahead, wait, no, let's go forward. Go ahead.
Mr. Mayor, we were told by some spectators who say they saw people fall into the water. Is that true? And could you talk about what that recovery process looked like?
Chief?
I'm sorry, no one fell into the water. They were all hurt inside the ship, on top of the ship.
Are any of these injuries life-threatening?
We want to classify them as seriously injured. We want the hospital personnel to carry out the determination of how the extent of those injuries. We don't want to put any fear in those who are waiting for their family members because names haven't been released. But right now, we're going to let the medical staff determine the extent of the injuries.
Mayor Adams, could you just talk about again the purpose of this boat being in the water, what its intention was, and how it got taken off course? Like where it was originally going?
The ship, from what I was informed by the supervisors of the ship, it was disembarking and going to Iceland. To Iceland.
So it was authorized to be in these waters?
Yes, correct. Yes. Anything else, sir?
But it wasn't supposed to go under the Brooklyn Bridge.
I guess it was the pilot that is assigned to navigate, the boat out of the water. I believe he lost. There were some mechanical issues that probably caused the ship to hit the water.
I'll just add that all of the information that the chief provided is preliminary and subject to change, and the NTSB is going to be doing a full investigation of what happened here.
Well, this was under the purview of the Mexican Navy. Is that fair to say? It's the Mexican Navy boat.
Yeah. The ship is a goodwill vessel that has been on the waters for more than 20 years, sharing Mexican culture. Its name is Cuautémoc, and this is one of the trips that the ship does. It came from Cozumel and was heading to Iceland.
What were the people on the boat doing? Were they,
Well, they sail. It's a sailboat.
Thank you guys so much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
All right, that was the press conference. I did want to mention that, I saw a thread from this person, John Conrad V, who is the CEO of G-Captain, which is a maritime news website. So this is somebody who's a shipping expert. He posts an interesting thread that I'll put a link to in the chat, John Conrad. But something that John Conrad V mentioned in his thread about this, he said that the boat alongside it was alongside the boat alongside the Mexican ship was a tugboat. He said that one thing he said is the tugboat was not tied to the ship, so it could only push the ship. It could not pull the ship if the current was taking it a certain way. And he said, why wasn't the tugboat tied to the ship as is normal practice? Also, he says, why didn't they order 2 tugboats instead of 1 to save cost? Why did the ship's engines fail? Was there an electric problem like the Baltimore Bridge collision or a mechanical problem, he said. And he says, are we certain the engine lost power? I don't know. So again, it's an interesting thread. You can read it. I know who he is because I don't know him personally, but I've looked at his site and his post before. John Conrad from G-Captain. But I'll post from G-Captain, I'm sorry. I'll post a link to that thread in the chat, and you can check it out if you want. But again, he does say, why was the he says, and he would know, why wasn't the tugboat tied to the ship as its normal practice, which would allow it to pull the ship and not just push the ship? And he says, why didn't they order 2 tugboats instead of 1 to save cost? Why did the ship's engines fail? Are we certain the engine lost power? He also thinks the captain of the ship, the chief engineer, the pilot, and the tugboat captain will all share varying degrees of fault. Okay. All right, guys, I think we are hitting that time. One last time, I will show the video of what happened if you haven't seen it. If you want, you can rewind the stream. But let me maybe just play the video one more time. I appreciate Nelson Slinkard for allowing me to pay him for the video. So let me just show you Nelson's video one more time if you haven't seen it. Here. Right here. Oops, let me put the sound on.
Imagine you rent the boat tonight and then it just fucking collapses the second it takes off the dock.
I'll let it play one more time.
Imagine you rent the boat tonight and then it just fucking collapses the second it takes off the dock.
And the people who were hurt were people who were, there were cadets up on the top of those masts. That's the people who were hurt, the people who were up high on the masts. And there's other videos that I don't have the rights to in photos showing people dangling from the top of the mast after they hit the bridge. So again, 2 people dead, sadly, 2 in critical condition, 17 others injured. And yeah, I think it's, you know, this video is a bit far away. So just remember that some people are saying like it doesn't look like much. Well, those masts are like around 150 feet high. They're gigantic. There's other videos floating around with more close-ups, but those are huge masts. They're about 14 stories high or whatever it is. So it kind of looks like maybe it's a little ship, but it's not. It's a really big ship, and those are really big masts. Okay. I think I need to wrap up the stream, but I really appreciate you joining me for this live stream. And if I see updates, I'll post it on my X account, which is @Lookner on X. You can follow me there for breaking news updates. I'll put the link to my X in the chat there. So, but really sad, terrible. Rebecca says it's deceiving. It's actually very big. 2 people died, and 2 people are critically injured, and others injured. All right, so I will certainly be keeping an eye on it. Maybe the NTSB will have a press conference tomorrow or something and talk about it. I'm not sure. Again, thank you for joining our coverage. I also appreciate people sending me stuff during the stream, sending me updates that you were seeing. Thank you. Thank you for letting me read your comments and questions on the air. And by the way, our viewer in Florida 22 said it's normal practice for the tugboat to be tethered to the ship. It was not tethered apparently tonight. Thanks so much to if you want, subscribe, follow the channel Agenda Free TV. We cover all kinds of live breaking news here without an agenda, so you can subscribe and follow if you'd like. Make sure you turn the notifications on. I never know when big news is going to happen. I didn't know these 2 stories were going to happen today, so I can't tell you in advance when we're coming on the air. But turn the notifications on so you can get notified when we're going live. The notifications are free. We have our own notification system. You can turn on the notifications. I recommend turning on notifications on whatever platform you normally watch on. But we have our own notification system, which is super reliable and it's free. We do it through Discord. The mods will post the link to that in the chat. You can find the notifications link also on YouTube and Facebook in the description of this video. And what was I going to say? Let me just thank our moderators because they're incredible and they're the ones who allow us to have chat rooms where people can discuss whatever we're covering. So huge thanks to our moderators. Two straight streams we did, and our moderators are there. So thank you so much, Ruth Krafasi, Roberts May Queen, and our other YouTube moderators. Big thanks. Over there on Twitch. Matthew Kohai 3, I Got That Fire, Sarah, Surly Dev, Tariag, and all of our other Twitch and YouTube moderators. Over on Facebook, thanks so much. Margaret Riley has been moderating. Thank you so much. Kay Lowry Body, thank you, Kay. And all of our other moderators over there. And Linda Bell, Clary, and Misha over on X. Thank you. And Rusty G, good to see Rusty G. Rusty G was moderating there as well over on YouTube. And, I want to shout out Nelson Slinkard, who is the one who we were showing his video. I'm paying Nelson for the video, but it was very nice of him to allow me to pay for him to use the video on the stream. He is at the Willie Nelson on X is where he is. But Nelson Slinkard, thank you so much, Nelson. I'll post a link to his X account too. At Nelson Slinkard at the Willie Nelson. He's the one who took the video. So thank you so much to Nelson. Also, thank you to everyone who donated during the stream. That is what allows this channel to exist. And I really, really appreciate your support in supporting the channel and, again, allowing the channel to exist. If you ever want to donate, you go to agendafree.tv, But did I thank everybody? I hope I got to everybody. But thank you for supporting the channel. Let me mention, another good way to find out when we're live is follow us on X. Oops, there's the video right there. Follow us on X at Agenda Free TV. I always post there when we're going live. I post updates about the channel there at Agenda Free TV. Okay, also, we do have a chat on Discord where you can chat with other viewers when we're not live. It's free. It's the same link as the notifications link. Check out the chat if you've never checked it out. A bunch of our viewers like doing that. And you can, again, it's the same link. The link to the chat is the same as the link to the free notifications. And thanks so much to our Discord moderators for all you do as well. Also, for those who watch on YouTube, I would suggest turning on the YouTube notifications, but it's a little confusing how to turn on the YouTube notifications. If you're watching on YouTube, to turn on the YouTube notifications, you have to subscribe to the channel first, and then you click the notifications bell, and you choose all notifications. So make sure you got the bell checked, the bell clicked, and all checked on YouTube. Also, thank you to Ronald Kame and Diego Medina. I owe them thank you. Yes, as Diego says, and a number of you have said, the ship was going backwards. It was drifting backwards, and it drifted backwards into the bridge. Also, I want to thank our subscribers on Facebook for supporting the channel, like Rita Evans-Lang, Robert Rial II, Martha Crawford, Margaret Riley, Kay Lowry Body, and all of our other subscribers over there on Facebook. Thank you for subscribing. And also hold on a moment here, our Twitch subscribers, thanks so much for subscribing over there, like Flaps15, Night Owl, Quake Clouds, DeBears, Matthew Kohai 3, Wall Street Shaggy, Billy Joe, Site Insistent, and Ma Florida 22, and Fish Tacos, and all of our other subscribers over there on Twitch, and also our YouTube members, like Jimmy ZNJ, Bolo Santosi, Roy Aberdeen, Joe Blasingame, CAC 813, Jimmy ZNJ, Ken Lance, Dennis Kennedy, Leslie Ladyhawk, Kiwi, Jason Carlton, Dr. McRib, Wickedest Witch, Lola P, Berry, all of our other YouTube members. Thank you. Thank you for all the people watching like GGNYC, Pete and Pete, KK, Diane Golden, and all of our other viewers, Sarah Smile, Eric Wong, and all of our other viewers for watching as well. So I'm going to wrap this up. Also, Mini Disc over there on Twitch. I'm going to wrap this up. You've been watching our coverage of this Mexican Navy ship that hit the Brooklyn Bridge. 2 people are dead, according to NBC News. According to Mayor Adams, 2 people are dead, says Mayor Adams of New York City. 19 others injured, 2 of them in critical condition. Very sad. So that is it for now. Thank you for watching our live coverage, and we will see you soon with more live breaking news coverage right here at Agenda Free TV.